The band, the cheerleaders, the crowds. It's hard to imagine the high school experience without football, but at a high school in Maine, they're learning to let it go. Mason, Logan, and Taylor were star football players at Camden Hills Regional High School, a team they say was always small, rarely won, but fought hard, especially in their last game against Bucksport High School.
In that game, I played more than I ever usually do.
I feel like we were trying our hardest. I know I stayed in for quite a while in that game. I came out the fourth quarter with like 2 minutes left to go. And that's when I had my concussion.
Their principal was in the stands, and he says it was a tough game to watch.
We saw 4 or 5 of our kids go down. 2 got taken to the hospital. You look down the sideline, there weren't a lot of bodies there.
He says the breaking point came the following Monday practice, when only 11 players showed up ready to play. The rest of the squad had everything from minor aches and pains to serious head injuries.
I knew, based on the age of our kids, the number of injuries we had, that the administration was putting kids at risk if they let them play.
We know the risks. We take them because we love the sport.
But the administration said the football team had simply become too small to keep playing football, and they pulled the plug on the program in the middle of the season.
We didn't make it like 4 games in a season. I mean, it's gone.
Ask their athletic trainer for a second opinion, and he says there's a limit to how small squads should be.
You know, I think 22 would be kind of my choice for a bare minimum. It's a demanding game, and if they're playing special teams, offense, and defense, as their fatigue level increases, kind of that predisposition to an injury can increase.
The Maine Principals Association is the governing body for football programs in the state, and they say there are no strict guidelines when it comes to the minimum number of players a team should have. The vice president of the MPA says 20 players is a good rule of thumb. Mike Burnham oversees Maine's football program and says there are a handful of schools either at or below 20 players. But even if the MPA feels it's an unsafe number, they don't intervene.
They know their kids, they know their program. They're certainly aware of the injuries and you know what they're putting their kids up against. So I think it would be tough for us to make that call.
You know, we've just taken a very aggressive stance on the safety of kids.
The Camden Hills principal says he's heard from players and parents loud and clear. They want football back, and they're willing to play at the junior varsity level to safely compete. Despite the pushback, he stands by his unpopular decision.
One thing I'll know for sure, none of your kids are going to be hurt on Saturday playing football. I know that now, and I wouldn't be able to say that had they played.
In Camden, Maine, Danielle Waugh, NECN.